We meet on various traditional territories of the First Nations. Here on the coast, it's the Coast Salish peoples. In particular, there are different First Nations for different places that we are each living. And some of you may be tuning in from other territories, so I invite you to acknowledge out loud the name of the First Peoples. Here, for me, it's the Musqueam, the Tsleil-Waututh, and the Squamish. They've been impacted by colonization, as have Black people and other people of color. So with this in mind, I commit to addressing racism and colonization as part of my commitment as a Unitarian Universalist to justice and equity. I'm Reverend Meg Roberts, and I'm the minister here at Beacon Unitarian Church. For our guests and newcomers, we offer you a special welcome. We have more information on our website, beaconunitarian.org, and you'll find on the homepage as well an order of service for anyone who likes to follow along, beaconunitarian.org, and also there's a Beacon connecting form there that if you wanted to fill it out, we can connect you up with our newsletter, our weekly update by email, as well as other programs and staff and leaders of small groups. I'm going to invite Nancy to also drop into the chat. For those with families, we have a children's religious exploration program, and there's information on our website. And also you can get a hold of Ashley Cole, our Director of Religious Exploration. We want to offer you a special welcome. We have monthly programming kits that we send out to you, and we also have some special events happening, such as next week we have a Christmas pageant online. So we'll tell you a little bit more about that later. If you like to use the chat sometimes during the service, you can locate it at the bottom of the Zoom screen. And what we just ask is you just think a little bit about when you might want to drop something into the chat or type it in. And if there's times when someone's sharing or when we're having a pause of meditation, if you can just refrain and then, because sometimes it can be slightly distracting to others. So we'll leave that to your good judgment. This year, during the pandemic, with increasing restrictions to help keep us all safe and our health system from breaking down, you may maybe feel the holiday blues. Today's service gives us a chance with songs and readings and ritual to acknowledge some of the things that may come up during the holiday time. As we go through the service, I invite you to think about what will support your spiritual growth and your emotional health in this time of year that is a year like no other we've known. For our ritual, to remember those we've loved and lost, as well as other losses and concerns that you might be experiencing, you may want to have a candle on hand if you'd like to join in lighting a candle of remembering, or you can simply light a candle in your heart. This service offers a time with others that we can acknowledge those blue feelings that we might have. We'll also take some time to consider those feelings as a way to acknowledge them. We invite you to reflect on how you may feel and offer those feelings to the web of life of which we are all a part, as well as knowing that you are part of a community here that cares. We invite you to remember those in your life as well that may be struggling and listen from what might be useful to share with them from what you hear and experience in today's service. So if you're not struggling, that's good, and you may be thinking of someone else who you might reach out to. All are welcome here. I'll ask Susan Miller to read our chalice lighting words written by Amy Brooks.
Even as the days grow shorter and our homes shrink smaller and our wicks burn lower and our will to endure flickers, we light this chalice to kindle a flame of warmth as a reminder of the connection that draws us in to a community that opens us up in gratitude for the breath in our lungs and the love in our hearts for the gift of this day alive.
I invite you all that have a chalice there to light it along with me. Thanks, Susan. We also have here our Beacon holiday wreath, our winter Advent wreath. The 4 candles that we have, we use to count down the season. The winter's dark, of course, leading in toward light. Advent's a time of waiting, of cultivating patience. This season asks us to hold faith that all that we are becoming is still awakening under the surface of our lives. This holiday season during a pandemic can give us the blues, so our spiritual growth may come from being intentional in cultivating values that we know can help us weather this time. We light our first candle for hope. May this candle awaken the best in us and give us hope. We light the second candle for peace, that we might find peace within and offer others goodwill and support. I'm going to invite Sue to lead us in singing Rise Up, O Flame, and Janet will bring up the slide for you to find the words. We'll sing it twice through there. Well, we'll sing it through as it's listed there.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
Thanks, Sue. I'm so pleased to be able to invite Michael Scales to share a story and song called Last Call.
This is a song about a sad time. My friend John, who I knew when I lived up north in Smithers, and who was best man at my wedding, struggled with Alzheimer's. His wife went into the hospital when he was hospitalized every day to walk with him and to make sure he got exercise and fed well. Because when she wasn't there, the hospital staff, pressed as they were, would give him lots of drugs and tie him into the wheelchair, what they call the Broda chair. It was pretty tough on her, so I went in last year once a week to walk with my friend John to give some relief to his partner. And this song that I wrote was about the time when I was walking with him. I'm sad to say that when COVID came, he died in April, because his wife couldn't get in to exercise and get him off the drugs, so he deteriorated quite rapidly. But this is called Last Call. I'll stand by your side and I'll hold your hand as your mind wanders in some far-off land. I know you don't know the time or the place, but I hope you remember my voice and my face. All the things you have done should let you stand tall, but the sad fact of life is this looks like last call. fight with the nurses, they won't let you roam. I just wish I could take you back home. You may never be the same man you once were, but with all of my heart, I'll pray for a cure. All the things you have done should let you stand tall, but the sad fact of life is this looks like last call. I thought for a moment, I saw a look in your eyes. You knew who I was, didn't want me to cry. This hospital ward is no place you should be, but the Alzheimer's curse won't let you walk free. All the things you have done should let you stand tall, but the sad fact of life is this looks like last call. It's the sad fact of life is this looks like last call.
Thank you, Michael. I want to share a prayer written by Sean Parker Dennison from a Unitarian collection called Conversations with the Sacred, a collection of prayers. For others who may be experiencing the loss of loved ones, that you're reminded of this time of the year, this prayer, as you listen to it, let your mind wander and find the words within you that suit your own circumstance. For you who have gone on, first, always first, I miss you. This is and will always be part of my love for you, to mourn your absence and wish to see you, to hug you, to laugh with you and confide in you and share life, breath, heartbeat, and feel my hand in your warm hand again. After the grief comes gratitude for all that you brought into my life, if only briefly. I'm grateful for your wisdom, your honesty, for the way you could always see me and know my heart. Even when I was confused, you remained sure of me. Even when I felt unworthy or afraid, you drew me to your heart. You knew we were kin. Even now, we are always, always family. After the gratitude comes determination to remember, to carry forward the best of you, to offer others the love, respect, and holy connection that you showed me. I must embody your work and my own, for you have become an ancestor, and you have become part of the sacred trust that I have been called to carry on until my own time is done. You have gone on, but you are also here still within me. Yes, but also in the sacred moments of endarkening, the moment when the stars become visible, though they were always there. You are here, even in my flesh, which you never disparaged, never valued less than my mind or heart, or the sacred seat of mystery that is my soul. You are gone, but you are also here, and your love sustains me even now. I miss you, beloved, and I am grateful, and I am determined to carry on. I have 4 candles 4 candles for remembering. In times of remembering those that we've lost and for naming other losses, ritual is important. At this particular time of year, when the night is long, light is an important symbol for life itself. It's also a symbol of hope. I'll light these 4 candles for remembering, and if at any time you want to light your candle to join in that remembering, please do. You can also symbolically, of course, if you just have 1 candle, light it more than once. And if you don't have a candle, you can light those candles within your heart. In this ritual, I'm going to invite you to do some naming if you want to. To keep the sound quality good here on Zoom, I ask you to keep your mute button on, but to use your voice to speak aloud in the room you are or in the room of your heart, if you would prefer. We light this first candle to remember those persons who we have loved and lost. I invite you to name those who you are remembering today inside your room or inside your heart. Tom, Granny, Mom, Dad. We paused to remember their names and their faces and their voices. We give thanks for their memories that binds them to us this season. We light this second candle to redeem the pain of loss, the loss of relationships, the loss of jobs, of health. Feel free to name any other losses that you are still feeling at this time. As we gather up the pain of the past and the present, we hope for the gift of peace. May it come to us all in this time and in the time to come. We light the third candle to remember ourselves during this winter holiday time in these very unique circumstances. Whatever holidays that we mark, Hanukkah, solstice, Christmas, Kwanzaa, New Year, just as we remember the poignancy of memories of past holidays, as we experience grief, sadness, perhaps the pain of reflecting on our own mortality, whether we experience the joy of remembering other times and connections with those we love. May we remember those brief moments in the days to come to remember the connections that we have to others, the people around us, the animals, the trees, plants, rocks, this beautiful blue-green planet that gives us all life. May we feel the life that sustains us all with each breath, and may we feel gratitude that we have this gift of life to enjoy now. The fourth candle is lit to remember that there can be change. Just as events in life can bring grief and loss, so too can other events bring change and the gifts of hope and peace and love. May we experience the lessening of pain. May we find connection with others to support us while we experience the discomfort. May we find new ways to live with loss, and that life can offer us the energy to go on, the ability to enjoy simple pleasures, and the gift of companionship. I'm going to invite Sue to lead us in a song some may know, but not everyone. It's called Comfort Me by Mimi Bornstein-Doble. We're going to sing verses 1, 2, and 4. And thanks to Sue for leading and Ming Shrun for having recorded the music, piano music, so that we can hear it alongside. I'll invite Janet to bring up the slide with the lyrics. And it's in the gospel style, so feel free to sing any harmony you want. And if you don't know it, you can listen to Sue and join in when you feel ready.
Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul. Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, oh my soul. Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, oh my soul.
Thanks, Sue. Yes, sometimes we could have, in a year like this, a Charlie Brown's Christmas, where our Christmas tree feels like it needs some shoring up. I'll never forget the scene in the play in Charlie Brown's Christmas when it's Linus who talks about the original meaning of Christmas. What is it for us at this time of year to try and bring light into a time of darkness? What is it for us to try and find hope for ourselves and offer any droplets we can to others that are overflowing our vessel? What kind of gold can help us in those places where we feel cracked and broken? Having a community like this is so important at times like this. And rituals like Beacon has for sharing our joys and sorrows is part of that gift. On this day, when we are also gathering for a congregational meeting after the service to approve our budget for next year, it's especially fitting that we also have a new member welcoming ceremony. To help with the ceremony is Sue Sparlin, the chair of the Connecting Committee, and our board president, David Christensen. Sue, over to you.
Whoops. Get everything undone. Okay. Any community is strengthened when those who have been friends decide to take the next step and become Beacon members. This morning, we welcome the following new members to our congregation: Sylvia McDonald, Susan Miller, and Deepak Sahasrabudhe.
In keeping with present safety guidelines, by participating in this ceremony, we recognize it as the equivalent of signing our membership book, and your membership is recognized as starting this day. We'll have you sign the Beacon membership book and date it for today as soon as it is safe to do so. We are so happy you are part of this congregation and invite you to say a couple of sentences about what it means to you to join Beacon as a member. Sylvia, would you like to start?
All right. Thank you for the introduction. I've been attending Beacon for 3 years now at the instigation or encouragement of my daughter, Fiona, who you may or may not have known before, because she had some wonderful memories of working with the choir at Beacon years ago. And so she recommended both the church and the choir to me. And so I have enjoyed these last few years very much. I've enjoyed the meetings, which are full of inspiration and information, and also meeting the people in Beacon has been a joy, as well as falling in love with the choir, which has been a wonderful support for me. And so it's time for me to take on membership. And what does membership mean? I suppose it's different for every different person, but it seems to me that I'm in the church and I'm enjoying all the benefits of it, but I see other people in the church that are doing a lot of work, some of which is not necessarily joyful. It's work to keep the church alive and to keep it healthy and open to people. And it seems to me that that is the work that the members do, and that I shouldn't just benefit from the church, but also give to it. So that's the reason why I want to be a member. Thank you.
Thanks, Sylvia. Susan, would you like to go next?
Okay. 8 years ago, I was looking for a spiritual community. I needed a place where my spirit could be elevated beyond the mundane concerns of life, a place where I could escape from the dread zeitgeist of today, which recognizes only the mighty dollar and the concerns of large corporations to the detriment of millions of people of the world. I needed a place where the values espoused were not lip service, but ones that spoke to the deep integrity of the individual in alignment with true spirit and true conscience. I needed a place that recognized that the many religions of the world do offer wisdom that is useful for one's growth and development. I needed a place where spiritual growth was recognized as a human journey that didn't assume a divine touch of some so-called godly hand was all that was required. I needed a place that realized that the earth is our mother, and we are all interdependent in this amazing interconnectedness of all life here on the planet and beyond into the cosmos. I needed a place that saw individuals as unique human beings, all of whom bring gifts to the world. I needed a place that recognized that the spiritual journey of all humans as individual and unique. And I needed a place that was welcoming and warm. I walked into Beacon and I realized I was home. I am honored and delighted to become a member of Beacon Unitarian Church. Thank you all.
Thanks, Susan. And Deepak.
I learned Meg asked us to speak for a few sentences, but I think I have paragraphs. And I'll now that it's written, I think I'd like to read it. I immigrated to Canada and to Ottawa in particular with my parents when I was about 5 years of age. My parents were Hindu, and my dad chose to be part of the Unitarian congregation in Ottawa because he felt that the Unitarian faith shares many values with the Hindu faith. Because I was a child, I went to Unitarian Sunday school, where each week we would hear a story about a child living in different cultures around the world. Those stories, which were often parables, made clear that although we are different in many ways, people around the world are actually very similar in things that matter, an idea that continues to resonate with me. There were very few foreigners in Ottawa, foreigners I use in quotes, when we first arrived. My family was the third family from India in Ottawa, not including the embassy staff. I was the only brown person at my school. Well, my sister was there too, but the Sunday school stories helped me understand that although I was different from my classmates, I was pretty similar to the others in matters that counted. Ultimately, the Sunday school stories were hugely important to my development of a sense of belonging and becoming a Canadian. While going to university, I was not interested in faith or spiritual things. I was a young man filled with interests typical of that cohort. When Susan and I decided to marry, we agreed that we should get married in the Unitarian Church in Ottawa, which was 45 years ago. We didn't attend church services there, but did call on the church for help during important events. We celebrated the naming days of both of our children with a celebration that included readings by the Unitarian minister of the Toronto congregation. Some decades later, we asked the Unitarian minister here at Beacon to officiate at our daughter's wedding in 2019, and then again for my son this last summer. In summary, Susan and I have looked to the Unitarian Church to help mark the important milestones in our lives because the teachings of the faith resonates with us. We became hangers-on to Beacon's congregation for the last several years, where we got to know members of this congregation, and we've concluded that these are our peeps, and we need to become members of Beacon Unitarian. So here we are.
And we're glad that all three of you are joining us. I asked the congregation to now join us in a new member ceremony reading that the parts will be on the screen. And I'm going to ask David and Sue, they're going to have their parts, and I will lead the congregation words. The new members will read their words. You existing members, that'll be David, if you can read that out loud, and then we'll all read together. So we begin. Do you want to bring the slides up? There we go. Next slide, perfect. The congregation, join me. We welcome you into our beloved Beacon community and into the larger circle of Unitarian Universalism. We welcome the enrichment of depth, diversity, and experience that you bring to our fellowship. We look forward to getting to know each other better. New members?
I accept the rights and responsibilities of membership in Beacon Unitarian Church. I will strive to follow our Unitarian principles, uphold our covenant of right relations, and support the mission and vision of this congregation. I bring to this community all that I am. I will seek ways to contribute and help create a loving community.
David will lead the existing members.
Today, I reaffirm my membership in Beacon Unitarian Church and promise to uphold our covenant of right relations. I realize that membership requires a renewal of commitment and of involvement to support our mission and vision. To our newest members, I look forward to learning from you and with you.
And all together, we promise to
Support one another in this Beacon community. We will be generous with our gifts so we connect with compassion and respect, inspire learning and spiritual growth, transform through joy and justice. Together, we create a community of all ages with free minds and compassionate heart. So everyone, please join me in offering a warm welcome to our new members. And I don't know, Meg, if members, if we're supposed to unmute really quickly and be a cacophony of noise, or just wave and
wave, and you and I and others can say welcome. Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'll ask that Janet bring the sharing the plates screen up for us. Beacon gratefully accepts your contributions and connections to the church as well through donations. And you can note what portion of the funds that you would like to give to Beacon, whether for a pledge or general donation, or sharing the plate, which half goes to Beacon and half goes to our Sharing the Plate recipient, New West Hospice Society. I'm just going to check if, Michael, you said a few words earlier. Was there anything you wanted to add about the New West Hospice Society?
I said it all.
You did, beautifully. Okay, then our first Sunday of the month, if Janet wants to bring that slide up, is a reminder that it is Food Bank Sunday, and especially at times like this when people are so in need, we collect donations to give to Share's clients, and the lockdown has particularly impacted their clients. So if you would like to share directly to Share via their website, sharesociety.ca, there's a phone number there. You can also mail a check made out to Share Food Bank, directed to John Hagan, and you can contact John through the chat if you like. Or all this information is also on our website in the order of service you can see on the front page. Thanks, John, for helping us get organized to contribute to the food bank. Thanks to all who give generously. And I'll ask Sue to lead us in our sung response.
For all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift, which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad.
Thanks, Sue. I just see the time, so I think we're going to roll through, and I'll share that reading some other time, and go to the song 55. Some of you will remember this one, and we're going to ask Sue to lead it for us, Dark of Winter.
Dark of winter, soft and still, your quiet call profoundly, and then my soul will sing a song, a blessed song of love eternal. Gentle darkness, soft and still, bring your quiet to me. Dark of wit, soothe my weary eyes, that I may see more clearly. When my heart with sorrow cries, comfort and caress me, and then my soul may hear a voice, a still small voice of love eternal. Darkness, when my fears arise, let your peace flow through me.
Thank you, Sue. And thanks to all who have supported today's service, both with the readings and with the back scenes work. And also a special reminder that the congregational meeting starts. We'll have a 10-minute break after. And that this Tuesday, December the 8th, we will have the Stresses and Holidays special 90-minute meeting with Counselor Colin Chow. So if you're feeling challenged and want to have some time to hear a little bit more about some things about the holidays that might help us, and also just to share where we're at, please do contact me, minister@beaconunitarian.org, and I can share the Zoom, or you can find it in the Zoom link in the Beacon this week. And be sure to come and join us next Sunday for our annual service with the whole church holiday pageant. This year, the well-known story of Scrooge and What the Dickens, a Unitarian Universalist Christmas Carol. So if you want to dress up in whatever London garb of the late 1800s you want to wear, come along and join those of us who are involved in sharing that wonderful story with you. So our closing words, written by my colleague Wayne Arneson. Take courage, friends. The way is often hard, and the path is never clear, and the stakes are very high. Take courage, for deep down, there is another truth. You are not alone. I'll extinguish the chalice, and Sue will lead us in Carry the Flame.
Carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again. Carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again.
Thanks, everybody. If you have to leave, go well. We'll see you next time. I'll pass it over to David, and I'll pass the host over to him as well.